Now this city's generating almost 2,000 gold for me. Question is, do I want to put a commercial hub in it? The commercial hub would give me the Gilded Vault, it would give me just a little bit of adjacency with the harbour, not a huge amount, but it would become a spy target. So even though I get an extra trade route, I've already got 40 trade routes in my empire. I'm tempted to say no, I'm tempted to just put another neighbourhood down. I've got 31 housing in this city, but that's not going to last, is it? It's not going to last for very long at all. Yeah, sod it. It's a neighbourhood. Neighbourhood's going down afterwards, and we've still got room for a spaceport over here. It's fine. Oh, Japan, you don't mind if I pull you into this war as well, do you? I'm sure you don't. I mean, we're only minor trading partners. Like 45 gold per turn. It's nothing. God, Tokugawa's cool. Come at me. You know what? I will. But I'll enjoy it, and that's what matters. Oh yeah, no, of course. I have a destroyer upgrade now. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be the best. Time for my flagship to get a well-needed upgrade. Oh yes. Oh, it's so good. And apologies, Russia. You're also going to get pulled into this, so it's me against the entire world now, which weirdly, on paper, is a pretty even fight. Everyone's military strength added together is fairly good, but, mine is a navy and theirs are armies, so there's very little they can do here. I had to attack them because I need this city in order to canal through to get to Moscow and Istanbul from the sea to the north. So that's why I'm here. Well, not just that. That, and it's also very fun. Estadio de Maracana. 2 amenities in each city in my civilization. 6 cauldrons. 6 whole cauldrons of culture. Full, piping hot to the top. Cauldrons of culture in every single city in my civilization. I just went from 2,100 to 2,600. No, scrap that. 3,000 culture per turn. And that's going to get even better around about now, because I'm now going to get rid of liberalism because I've superseded it now. And then I've got collective activism in. Should we inspect the damage? We're going from 3,000 culture per turn to the grand total of 6,000 culture per turn. You're welcome, everyone. Yeah, that's fairly good. And there's Golden Gate. Is there any reason I should be building Golden Gate Bridge? No, none at all. But I've now connected and reinforced and protected my atoll. Oh, my original capital, now linked in a beautiful circle, a modern engineering ingenuity thing painted a sort of coppery red. Oh, look at that. Look at it. This game sometimes can just be the most beautiful thing. Look at it. Oh, I'm going to have so much fun later making thumbnails for this. Man, that was pointless. And yet it makes me so happy. So really, is it pointless? These are the questions. And finally, we say good night. Sweet Lincoln Prince, good night. I have New York. Now I have, I guess, Old New York, or just New York. Yeah, I can't be having that. We've got to correct this. I was thinking about just calling it Old York, but or just York, but no, Old New York, I think is that's the correct term for what's going on here. I'm finally starting to get some of these Gilded Vaults down, which is lovely. Look at that, 29 gold just from the building. It's lovely to see. And at some point, I stole Alhambra from America and totally forgot to mention it. So I've got international waters. I'm going to pop force modernization back in because we have a lot of upgrading to do. A lot. Once again, I've changed my mind entirely about what I was doing in New York. I convinced myself I didn't want a commercial hub, and then I thought about it, and now I can get corporate liberalitarianism, which is not how you pronounce that, but that's a mouthful. Commercial hubs and encampments provide cities with 10% production. So we could get even more production. I know synthetic technocracy gives us 30% production towards city projects, but that's not what I'm going for today. And I know we could get 2 immunities in a digital democracy, not what I'm going for today. This could be fun. Accumulating resources of improvements by 1 per turn. Yeah, no, we're going to do that. I think we're going to do that, which means I do want a commercial hub. So we are changing my mind on that again, and I will plonk that down where I originally thought I would. So we just need to make sure that we continue to get a lot of spies in New York. It's going to be a very targeted city. And we've officially broken the 1,000 production barrier, by the way. That is 1,025 production. We're only just getting started as well. You wait. You just wait. My navy approaches Ankara again. Just put walls up. Put walls up. Come on. Don't be that city. Am I going to be able to take it? Oh, I thought I might be able to just about get away with that. Oh well, I'll use one of my tank armies to do it. What a shame. What a shame. And then I think it wants me to move through What? How does it think that movement works? I'm not going to go through an enemy city. You lunatic. Is there a mountain tunnel I'm just not seeing there? No, I honestly don't know how it thinks that movement works. Maybe I've just got to go through the Ursa, but I mean, I don't know. Something very, very strange about that movement. Let's just attack Istanbul. Come on, we can get this done nice and quickly. And this little gateway city into Russia should fall as well. Can I make that attack? It's a free population city, but I'm hoping loyalty won't be that bad. Oh yeah, loyalty's fine. Brilliant, now I can get to the north. Oh my lord, why do I not have culture victory turned on? I have a monopoly of amber, of which there are 65 sources of it on the map. I have never been prouder of myself. Imagine what that multiplier would be. Oh, it would be so good. Nuclear fission, venture politics. Apparently there was emergency. I totally forgot about that. Okay, great. Right, now let's flick government over. I want democratic legacy, but I don't need the housing and the amenities from the government because, you know, I've just got so many stadiums everywhere now. It's wonderful. Oh, that's a mess. International waters, forced modernization. What else do I want? What could be useful? Get veterancy back in and aluminium and oil. Yeah, that'll do. Economic Union, 5-year plan, e-commerce. All good candidates. However, there's some stuff that I want to pop in. Democratic legacy, for instance, has got to go straight back into my government. It's too good. As does Wisselbanken, which seems to have mysteriously vanished. Sure. Market economy I really want because that makes our trade routes just lovely. I would like liberalism because that's 41 amenities and that's good. We're just going to need another government slot. Yeah, I think that's the answer here. I just need more government slots. I just haven't got enough, okay? I haven't got enough. How's the production doing in New York now? Oh yeah, we're up to 135%. So that 20%, one from an encampment, one from the commercial hub, 10% each. It stacks. You better believe it stacks. It's lovely. There's a market. There's a gilded vault. There's a stock exchange. Let's just treat myself to a bunch of traders as well. I don't have enough trade routes from this city. I think we all know. What's that? It's uranium. No, it's my uranium. 8 production on a tile. Whoa, that's negligible on this game, unbelievably, but still incredible. 1 attack on Istanbul, 2 attacks on Istanbul. Come on, give it to me. And Hanging Gardens. Oh yeah, so now New York has got 15% additional growth on top of all of the other stuff, which is lovely. Don't forget I have the War Department as well, so getting unit kills heals my units. Always a fun little late game mechanic to remember there. Lasers. That means we have missile cruisers, which are just lovely. Now, at the moment, I have a lot of products sat in London increasing unit production. So what we're going to do is just make advantage of that by saying, I don't know, missile cruiser armada in 1 turn. Yep. That sounds fun. I think we've got, is it like 150% extra production on units? So it says 350. No, sorry, 390, but it's actually closer to about 900, which is, it's pretty good. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Okay, lasers. Lasers are good. You know what I really want though? Giant death robots. I feel like that would just add a little finesse, a little je ne sais quoi into my empire. I think that's what we're going for today. Cultural heritage, lovely. Environmentalism, near future governance. I don't like the long future governance. Only the near. The near is what I can handle. Anything more is too much for me. Seeing at the moment as I'm getting 3,000 faith per turn, I better start spending it. I like Einstein. Research labs providing more science? Sure. Go for that, and then I'll pick up apparently not Nobel. Japan's gonna get them, then I can get Goddard, and we'll just keep going down the engineer tree for a little bit. Oh, these trade routes are so good. Look at these are all internal routes. I'm actually getting to the point where I'm now considering flipping communist. I've still got enough trade routes that I think it's worth keeping them for the food, but like this is rather silly. Look at these. Look at these. Every time I get one, I'm getting like 70 faith per turn. And now I've got another 5 trade routes that I can build. Because every turn, I'm either taking over extra commercial hubs or harbors, or I'm building more harbors around my nation. This city is just going to continue growing to silly levels. I've been deliberately not building my sewer as well, because it's quite fun just to every now and then throw it in and just watch my production jump up a little bit. Look at that, 1,197. Oh, it's so good. And now, before the world floods, because, you know, we've got to look after this world, he says, having bombed it into submission, I'm going to start upgrading to missile cruisers now. Burns oil rather than coal. It's minutely better, don't you know? Minutely. Oh, I built Hagia Sophia. I forgot why. It just looks pretty. It was in a nice place. It's kind of like a canal wonder, which I know isn't really a wonder apart from Panama. But this is a new canal wonder that I'll add to my list. Oh, I just realized I'm getting 194 Admiral points per turn. That feels excessive. I won't lie to you. That feels excessive. Oh, missile cruisers. Lovely. This also feels excessive. Oh, and some destroyers. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on my oil per turn. There's a lot of oil like I haven't exploited on the map yet. Like, look at all this up there. Oh, by the way, yeah, all these wonders I ended up building. We did everything we set out to do. How rare. Yeah, you know what? I need all the oil I can get. Just make me a settler quickly. I'll buy it. I'm not going to wait that long. Let's go and get all this oil. Lovely. Oh, New York has finished all of its products. So at the moment we have 5 of them and 125% extra faith, which is now giving me, with all of my immunities and modifiers, 240% extra faith per turn. This city is now generating 3,200 faith out of my 3,800. It's a great person every other turn. That's nuts. Manhattan project in 1 turn. What could go wrong? Oh, occasionally when you see the odd city-state trade route pop up, look at that. Oh, 6 food, 8 production, 31 gold, 2 science, 18 culture, 23 faith per turn. Yeah, I like trade routes. Trade routes are a fun way to play. Military emergency? Me? No, I'm going to let that go through. I mean, honestly, I'm at war with everyone as it is. I'd be amazed if it didn't go through. Oh. Best news, though. Valletta, I believe, has just appeared on the map. It has. Oh, yes. Okay, that now means I can use my 4,300 faith per turn, which is massively multiplying every turn. Every time I get a population in New York, I get another like 200-300 faith. It's just nonsensical. Oh, it's such a beautiful city. Look at my government. My government is just ridiculous. Going to briefly put containment in because I seem to have picked up 5 envoys, and I believe I'm probably going to be the different government to everyone, seeing as I am like leagues ahead on the culture. Yeah, I'm information era and everyone else is industrial. So yeah, oligarchy, classical republic, corporate libertarianism. I mean, pretty nuts. There's Manhattan project. Can I build a nuclear device? I can build a nuclear device. Do I do that? Is it worth it? It's very tempting, isn't it? Very tempting indeed. Although what I might do is just take a 1-turn diversion into Operation Ivy. I will just in the meantime build 1 more spy. Every spy I put in the city keeps it more protected, but also gives me an extra immunity because of the way that my owls works, which is lovely. Yeah, look, in theory now I'd be able to go through. It's actually too late in the game. Valletta's going to give me barely anything because steel has replaced all of the walls and I've kind of got the production to be building everything else. So yeah, I thought Valletta would be way more useful than it was. Oh, hang on. Ursa, you fool. Don't think I actually have Valletta yet, do I? Hang on. Let's just quickly get that on board. Now I have Valletta. There we go. That actually gives me a bit more production as well, which is the ridiculous thing. 1,234. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay! Now you can see I'd be able to get sewers and monuments and all these sort of things with my faith. It feels like too long though. So I'm going to instead pick up Goddard and I'll pick up Tesla next turn. Oh, I'm still invited to these World Congresses, am I? Oh, cool. Brilliant. Let's just let me trade more. Yay! Oh my goodness, we passed both things. We're the leaders of the world, I say. What points am I on? 7 points. You know what the ridiculous thing is? I think I actually could get a diplomatic victory. I mean, I'm not going to, but I could do it, and that's hilarious. Anyway, we're into Gifu. Amazing stuff. Okay, and let's just make sure that we can take Uppsala with a cavalry. It feels very underpowered, but okay. Liberate to Sweden. No. Why would I no? That's a big no from old Ursa. Finding something for New York to do every turn is quite entertaining. Today, make for me Operation Ivy in 1 turn. Oh, that's so silly. I love it. So we're industrial era in terms of the age. I mean, I noticed the World Congress wasn't even allowing votes for points yet, which just shows you how ahead we are. Nikola Tesla, great. Next up, Jane Drew. Oh, she's atomic era, 18,000 faith. I'm gonna have to wait 4 turns for her. Terrible. Don't know if I can wait that long. Oh, global warming mitigation. There we go. I was actually looking for something to do, and freeze drying the world sounded like quite a fun thing to do. I have industrial zones in all of my cities. If you hadn't noticed the strat with England and Age of Steam, yeah, dockyards, industrial zones. Not really much more you have to worry about. Here goes Moscow, then Novgorod, Kazan. We're attacking from the north, we're attacking from the south, we're in every direction Russia could ever imagine. We are basically a compass. We're pointing everywhere. Ediran taken, that means the Ottomans have got one more city, which is Yokohama. That's not yours. It's not yours at all. Does it even count as a war crime if I take a city that wasn't theirs? I mean, I guess I'm not going to give it back, but, there's justification in there somewhere if we look hard enough for it. Here's rocketry and global warming mitigation. Okay, basically all cities are going to be doing carbon recapture until I say otherwise. Oh my lord, that's not a one-turn growth. New York it's beginning to cap out. Jane, we need you in here quickly. It's an emergency. And I can only build a spaceport. 1,800 production. I can't do it in 1 turn. What is this? What is my production now? 1,291. Literally, the only problem I've got is that I'm not on a big enough map. I don't have enough city-states to trade with. Like that is the only real limitation I have on this map, which is the most ridiculous thing. Oh, I just capped out at 5,400 science per turn, by the way. Do you think that's enough? Oh no, scrap that worry. But by the time I put all the trade routes in, yeah, we got to 1-turn growth again. Oh, phew. There's Tokyo though. 1 capital remaining. You know, I love the ambition of this peace deal. You have to ask yourself the question though, why would you offer that? Let's just suggest that it's probably best to give up at this point. Here's John Jacob, and more importantly, less war weariness. I mean, I'm pretty happy, I won't lie, but yeah, that would be relatively handy. Look, we're at the walls of St. Petersburg now. The city's down to 0 health. I'm just waiting for any unit that would be strong enough to go and take it, because I've run out of melee units in the area. Just building this spaceport, by the way. Thought I'd show you this. 1,425 production in New York now. This is absolutely going to be one of those cities that is limited on the actual size of the map. Rather than, I mean, if I had all these tiles to the north, and I hadn't put it so far north, I would have so many more options for neighborhoods. Alas. It is what it is. We have to deal with whatever we've been given. I actually ended up losing one of these cities, which is spectacular and annoying, but we'll gain it back pretty quick. So we've taken Nagoya. There's Gifu, which I'm pretty sure we can then take that one back literally the same turn. Yeah, Japan's in a golden age, and that is, like a little bit annoying. It's not that annoying, because I think I can, yeah, there we go. Look, I should have enough cities now to keep hold of this sort of area. Yeah, much better. That still says, though, that it's going to flip. Tokyo is not playing ball. Here's Jane Drew. Yep, okay, so she's going to give me a lot of extra housing and amenities in New York, which is good because it's getting cramped. It's getting cramped, but we can put an Earth satellite up. Shall I do that? Or shall I? Oh, let's build a thermo nuke. Come on. That's more fun. Amazing how comparable it is. Just shows you Earth satellite 900 production, thermo nuke 1,000. Yeah, nukes in this game are incredibly high value on production, and you can see why. I remember certainly when you used to play Civ 5, it was a lot easier just to be chucking like 700 nukes around every turn, and I'm not entirely sure the game benefited from that particularly. Well, as the Ottomans out of the game, down to the last 3. So this is for the audience to decide. Is this the biggest anticlimax in the game, or is this brilliant? You know the Bermuda Triangle? This is where it leads. There. My admiral is now trapped in a 2-tile gap between an ice cap. Like, oh, it's fantastic. I approve. I approve of that a lot. Here's Kazan. Oh, Etamananki. Yay, I wonder where that had been built. Russia had such a cool and weird starting location. It was both tundra and very, very thin. These atoll maps are just gorgeous. I've said it before, I will still say it every time. Like, I love them. Such a cool mod. I'm now removing, I think the CO2 level was at 1,700 or so, and we are taking 300 out every turn. Look at this, my diplomatic faith favor is just huge. We're going to turbo threes the world very soon. Oh, thermo nuke. That's exciting. I just need somewhere to actually fire it. I might need a missile silo. Quick, give me military engineer. There we go. This will help. And Jane Drew, 3 amenities, 4 housing for the city. Really, really needed because I had only 2 housing and 1 amenity above the capacity that I want. Oh yeah, there we go. City's going to continue growing now. And I think I know what I want this city to do. Yeah, thermo. Every turn, 1 new thermo nuke. Oh yes, how much uranium am I getting in? Oh, almost 20 per turn as well. So I have an eternal creation, entirely sustainable, just thermo nukes every turn. You gotta love it. Oh, you know what? I can't help it. I can't help it. This is a missile cruiser armada. Go and join your companion. Whoa, that one didn't go there. What? Where did it go? Where's the boat? It's gone. Gone forever. Maybe we shouldn't have spent such expensive hardware into a ridiculous place like that. Oh dear. New York. Okay, perfect. Now, John, get in there. Make this the Giga City that we all wanted it to be this entire time. Oh, look at the faith per turn, though. 5,600 faith per turn. It's just an endless supply of great people. Don't mind me whilst I just build this silo. And, hang on a second. Mr. General. Mr. Unkillable, Immortal General. Just go and have a little peek around here. What's going on? Okay, I thought there might be the risk of a nice triple. Alas, not today. I'm just going to casually fire the missile over there. Any other targets I fancy? We'll think about that in a second. Whoa-boom! Yeah, well, we were freezing the world with carbon recapture, and now we've got some nuclear winter just to really double up on that. I mean, there's nothing better than these thermos. I love them. I love them so much. The only problem is the small risk of collateral damage. Now, I love the idea that this is barely being launched. You can still see the blast from where the silo is. Yeah, that's pretty harsh. You able just to drive the tank in? You gonna do it for me? Yes. Okay. That city may be bad. That may start to burn up very quickly. We'll have to just ignore it for a bit. Oh, that was a lot of fun, though. That was a lot of fun. Let's just take this city, and then we're going to finish it off with a little capture of St. Petersburg. There were a few cities left. We had 1 more Japanese city to take out and like 3 or 4 Russian cities. It wouldn't have taken me more than like 2 turns. But at this point, I'm going to implore you all, very briefly, normally what happens is I go and show you the end of the game and show you the graphs, and a lot of people stop watching, but you're going to want to keep watching right to the end, because I'm going to show you some stats with Steam Wiki that will make you absolutely melt your own minds. Like, just trust me, it's worth hanging on to the end here. So here's the victory screen. I love the hat. Like, the hat is the best bit about the outfit. I want that hat. It's amazing. Augustus Caesar. Yeah, any domination game's going to give you the big scores. And the fun thing about the graphs is trying to work out whether or not all of the added graphs of all of the other 7 players on this map would have added up to beat me. So buildings constructed? No. Cities captured? Of course not. Cities founded? Yeah, I only settled about 18 cities. Lazy of me. Towards the end, I was basically just finding uranium and oil and going for it. That was kind of my plan. Cities lost? Haha, none. Great people earned? Yeah, that's when my faith per turn got rather silly. Culture? I think the AI was generating culture at some point, but, you know, none of it compared to me. Era score and faith, again, look at my faith line. That's just nonsense. Science, they all look the same. Gold, other people had gold in this game. Look at that, I just stopped spending towards the end of the game. No cities destroyed. Total religions founded. Good. Yeah, my religion came in really late. I was making sure that Russia wasn't going to win a religious victory there, but just the extra gold per turn. Very handy little religion there if you don't want to bother spreading it. Units killed, only about 100. Quite clinical there. And units lost, yeah, I did lose a few units. That's my bad. Wonders constructed, I kind of ran out of room. Land was very much my blocker here. Let me just show you this. CO2 levels. I have only been running carbon recapture for about 4 turns, and I've already almost brought global temperature below 0. What would happen is that I would go into the negative, and because Japan and Russia have at some point put carbon into the atmosphere, they would start to take up to -20 diplomatic favor per turn penalties, which means that they would not stop me, or we wouldn't be able to stop me from winning diplomatic victory. It's just a little fun trick on a high industry culture game. Germany is by far the best at doing it, but yeah, Steam Wiki's pretty good. And that 30% production in all cities, combining with the 20% production in all cities from the Warlord's Throne. Let me tell you, that's effective. It's very effective. I'm going to show you a few stats that should make you laugh. Now, London is my original capital. Look, it's got Mausoleum, it's got Pingala. Honestly, I sort of forgot about London and it was beginning to get deprived because I had other priorities. But let's just have a quick look at the stats here because the stats are still amazing. Now, the project kind of drags this down a little bit because it doesn't show you any of the true bonuses, but if I show you the most expensive thing that I could build in my nation, which I believe is a missile cruiser armada, 1,530 production, and London can 2-turn that. I mean, that's 400 production, and like some trade routes are coming from here, but it's not a lot. But this city has 700 gold, 200 science, 300 culture, 300 faith. It's not bad for just what is now like a standard city in my empire. In fact, let me just show you the city screen for a second. So these are the 78 screens that we picked up over the course of the game. It's not looking too bad considering actually not all of my cities are ecstatic. I didn't pick up Classical Republic, I didn't pick up Liberalism really very much, and I spent all of my gold on great people rather than spending it on clever things like stadiums and aquatic centers and all that sort of stuff. But I'm going to just go on to yields and let's have a look at our most productive cities. Or in fact, actually, let's build up to that. First of all, let's just have a look at gold. This is the joy of the Royal Navy dockyard build. You just get such gold from everywhere. Like, look how many cities. This is how far I need to go down. At this point there, Rotterdam, that is the first city that earns 3-figure gold, and then every city beyond that earns 3-figure gold. Now let me show you production. So again, this is how many cities I am producing 100 production in. It goes all the way down to Buffalo. All of these cities have 3-figure production per turn. And being honest with you, none of them are ecstatic. So it could go all the way down to this Dutch city that I stole, all the way down here. So we could have another 10 cities easily if I just bothered to build stadiums around. But then we get to the city of New York. I'm going to tell you right now, this city, it could get a lot bigger. A lot bigger. I might actually just push this through a few turns. Let me come back to this in about 7 or 8 turns. Just hold the phone on this one. So a few more than about 8 turns later, we ended up going almost 20 turns later. It's turn 206. And yeah, this is what happens when you 1 turn more for too long. Just 1 turn more. It's not 3 a.m., but it feels an awful lot like it. Let's just quickly turn off my nuclear device. Oh, by the way, I now have 19 of them. Everyone's dead. Ignore the fact that everyone is dead. That's fine. We've got 8,000 science per turn, 9,500 culture per turn, 11,000 faith per turn, 10,000 gold per turn, almost 10,000 diplomatic favor saved in the bank. I may have frozen the world by -5 degrees, which is quite frightening. Again, we'll ignore the impending ice age, which will be swallowing New York whole. Maybe it's going to be like an Atlantis, but of the North Pole, just covered in ice, the entire city destroyed and hidden. But if I just quickly get the neighborhood to be built, give this a little jig around, you can see that this is what happened to this city. It is currently on 347 food, 1,744 production, including a whopping 175% production bonus. I mean, come on, that's without products as well. 2,700 gold, 240 science, 720 culture. I mean, honestly, the gold, science, and culture are quite disappointing. But this is the bit that I'm most proud of, just because it's such a random thing. 10,300 faith per turn coming into this city. Imagine if I'd gone Void Singers. Imagine. It would have been ridiculous. Imagine if Pingala was in this city. Imagine if we were playing as Yongle and I then used the project to convert this 1,700 production into food or faith or gold or whatever. Yeah, it's quite ridiculous. 10,000 faith per turn. That means I can buy like any great person at any time I want. It's just like I've got 182,000 faith saved up. I'll take that, and I'll take Mary and Sergey and Sergey is another Sergey, and Marina and Johan and Titanian and Edgar and Owen, and you get the point, John. Oh, Charles is actually 67,000 faith. Wow, we've got a bit ahead, but I mean, I've still got enough to buy him twice, but still. Oh, but I reckon we can make this a little bit more ridiculous. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put in all of these unit building production products into the city of New York. So what's going to happen is that my faith per turn is going to drop significantly, but I'm going to finish that neighborhood, and then, you know what? Let's build a giant death robot, and let's see just how mad this goes. Oh yeah, what shall I do with my 19 governors? Ugh, I don't know. So, crazily, the products haven't updated themselves. I've moved them over, and this is even weirder. I only have one 25% faith product in New York now. I've taken this all out. This is all military production, but it's frozen, and I still have 220% faith modifier in this city, even if I rejig it or like lock a couple of tiles here and there. I mean, we're still building a giant death robot every turn, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, this may be one of the most ridiculous cities I've ever built, and it's all thanks to Victoria's Age of Steam. It's really not. I mean, 30%, it just goes to show 30% is a huge modifier, but you can make it more ridiculous. And it also puts into context what Australia does with 100% when you liberate cities. Sure, it's harder to get, but yeah, that applies to everyone. I have to say though, I really enjoyed Elizabeth. I thought that was really good. I love the nude Harold, but Victoria's Age of Steam, is she my favorite? It's got to be close. It's got to be close because she works so well with England's abilities. But yeah, what I'm going to do is, if you want, I'm going to leave this save file up in Discord. If you want to come and have a look at like a very late game New York, just come and load it up, have a bit of fun. I really hope you enjoyed me going a little bit later than normal, and I really hope you enjoyed me with listening to the series, watching the series. If you did enjoy it, consider subscribing. It massively helps the channel. But until then, I think I'll be hanging out in the next video. Won't you come and join me? See you later. Goodbye! And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Dayboy91, Sean Gratis, Portland, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Davalex, Skeptical Bear, Kroger Brand Trailmix, Alex Noob, Cinnamon Beard, Petra Ryan, Matthew Hatch, Amiri C, Rom88, Radio Torre, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Boy Zorro, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, Polar Bear, L. Truand, Creston, RB Hedge, Mushkin Mandeltort, Esri Dax, Deeble Time, Shoelace, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Clint Hennes. Thank you all for your support. It's amazing. See you all next time. Goodbye.